You don't put too much.
They burn your roots.
It can, yeah. And in fact, when I'm using a really strong and very nitrogen high mix that some people might not want to use because I want growth too, you know, because we do sell the cuttings. This is, which I'm going to use about as much as the chicken manure, bone meal. Make sure you wash your hands after you're done with it. It's crushed up bones from the slaughterhouse. What this is going to do for you, give you really great root growth. It's also going to make your pot smell sweet. What does that mean? When you, well, sometimes if you didn't use this and you had a really rich mix, you're going to be kind of on the acid side for your mix, and you're going to get algae and stuff like that's going to happen. It's going to, they might, you know, not smell too good. This is going to give you a sweet smell. It's going to give you a great root growth. The only drawback on it is it's very alkaline. And if you're in Southern California or some areas, your water's alkaline also. And Epis like to be a little more towards the acid side, like a number 6, 5, you could go that low, up to 7. You get up to 8, 9, you're a little too alkaline. So this is alkaline. So what do I do to fix that? A little acid fertilizer. Not very much. For this little pile, I put about that much. It's all going to be mixed in. Sometimes, not always, but I add Growth Power Plus. This is basically a fully composted product. What it has in it too is it has some activators that will get these orchid bark, and even though this looks like it's fine, it's actually big particles we put under a microscope. The plant still can't take all the nutrients that this soil had in it. This will get the bacteria going to eat it down so that they can absorb it into the roots and go up to the plant and everything else. So this will help you get activated. A little bit, a little handful, this little pile is all I put. Some people like to use peat moss. Here it is, what it looks like. I don't usually use it because I tend to get some rot with it. It will give you air. It's got a lot of good stuff and nutrients in it. It doesn't tend to compress much, so you get good air. It can rot though over time. And it can compact at the bottom, like if you waited more than a year of repotting. Another thing I like to use it for is, Cliff doesn't do it, but for Schamblurga cuttings I like to add a little on the top with some sand if they're brand new cuttings, but other than that, my normal mix, I don't normally use it. But for today we're going to throw it in there anyhow. I think we got it all. It's pretty much the mix. I'm going to mix it up a little bit so you can see what the consistency is going to look like. I also want to mention, when you're done, if you don't wear gloves, wash your hands because of the bone meal. It is crushed up bones, so you want to wash your hands after. And some of the fertilizers. I'm going to tilt the table so you can see the whole pile, but I'll hold some up in my hand. You can see what, well, let's look at the difference here. Here's just the base potting mix, which is most of this pile. That's what it looked like. And that's what, after we mixed up our ingredients I just showed you, kind of what you get. This is loose, but it's got a lot of wood fiber. This almost falls off my hand. That's how loose it is. But it's still rich. This is what it looks like all mixed up. Can you see that, Cliff?
Yeah. Zoom in on it.
You can see the particles of some orchid bark in there. You got the perlite. The bone meal and the acid fertilizer just kind of dissipated. Same with the chicken manure, but I know the chicken was there because I could smell it. But it's real rich. I can get it to press down. It'll hold, but it's very light. Very light mix, which is what you want. And that's how we make our recipe number 1, which I use for cutting sometimes and all our repots. Now I hope you enjoy our music and picture show of blooms. Thank you very much for watching our How to Make Soil Mix today.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take ya. Bermuda, Bahama, come on pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? Jamaica, off the Florida Keys. where you wanna go to get away from it all. Bodies in the sand, tropical drink melting in your hand. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band. Down in Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you through Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. We gotta go. Martinique, that Montserrat mystique. We'll put out to sea, and we'll perfect our chemistry. By and by we'll defy a little bit of gravity. Afternoon delight, cocktails and moonlit nights. That dreamy look in your eye, give me a tropical contact high. Way down in Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you through Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. We gotta go. Your prince, I wanna catch a glimpse. Everybody knows a little place like Kokomo. Now if you wanna go and get away from it all, go down to Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you through Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. We gotta go. Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you through. Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? Jamaica, off the Florida Keys. There's a place called Kokomo. That's where you wanna go to get away from it all. Bodies in the sand, tropical drink melting in your hand. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band. Down in Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you through Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. We gotta go. Martinique, that Montserrat mystique.